Hello, welcome. Let's see now this severe weather that's going to happen, and the storm system that will cause it is already bringing snow to many parts of the west, especially in parts of the Rockies, the Sierra Nevada. We have some high winds there too, and a lot of snow. So be careful. The system's also bringing some snow to Canada and in spots of Western Canada, but throughout tomorrow, Friday, this low pressure will transition to the plains, and you can see here the Euro, these severe storms into the Midwest and the Mid South too. And tomorrow into Saturday, especially Saturday, is the greatest risk across Dixie Alley and in other spots. So this will be about Saturday afternoon throughout the south, and those big severe storms there. This goes, and still some on the east and southeast on Sunday and into Monday. A storm or two into Florida or the Bahamas Monday. So let's see here what they have for like the winter stuff on the west now. So especially like the Sierra Nevada and some spots, a few areas of extreme winter storm severity index, and a lot of major across the Sierra Nevada in California, and also some major in Arizona, some other spots of the Rockies, a few areas in Utah, more moderates and majors, especially a few spots in Nevada and Oregon, Northern California more, some extremes in some spots there. So be careful, this snow there, and also shows starting the plains there on day 3, Minnesota, South Dakota, some spots there. The snowfall amount is the main thing in the, on the west, especially the Sierra Nevada, some extremes, but for snow load, also in a few areas, specific mountains there. But for like the plains and everything, the main thing would be the blowing snow with this wind and everything, like almost like a blizzard shows. This will be like Friday to Saturday, mainly on Saturday, Minnesota, North Dakota, and also some areas of moderate and some mountains out west too. But ground blizzard shows some moderate there in the plains, but nothing crazy. But be careful, this snow happening on the west, those areas. So here on the map, the critical fire in the gray, the heavy snow in many portions in the west, and the white is just snow in general. So be careful, a few storms the southeast and on the west as well. They shoot, this yellow is severe weather, and this red is freezing rain. So be aware there too. So Friday already some snow, some freezing rain there, especially some freezing rain, and most of the snow still be the Rockies in the critical fire there, and some more heavy snow in the west still. But for day 3, that snow and ice in the northern plains, and the flash flood in the red, and severe weather for Saturday. Still some heavy snow, some spots in the northwest. There is excessive rainfall, still a marginal in California, and day 2, a marginal as well. The Midwest, Mid-South, and spots of the Ohio Valley in some areas. Day 3 is a slight there for the southeast, not southeast, like Mid-South, Ohio Valley, some spots there, and in the marginal. So be careful, Saturday, some heavy rain. Day 4 on the east coast still, and on the west some. Day 5 is still nothing. So be careful there. The snowfall probability is in the west and very high in the Sierra Nevada and the Rockies. So be careful into Canada, to British Columbia, some more. Day 2 still shows like in Oregon, California, the highest probabilities, but there will still be a lot in Utah, in Colorado, and even Arizona, Nevada, more spots there. Day 3 still shows in the plains, and although these probabilities aren't that big, this will already cause some problems. wind and blizzard conditions. So, but still shows the highest probabilities in the mountains there. Day 4 still shows some out west. Day 5 still some on the west, and day 6 kind of in the Rockies again. Day 7 they do have some possible in the Midwest again. So we'll keep watching. There's the rainfall. Day 1 through 7 shows like more fronts out west, especially like in Oregon and California, some into Washington too, shows that yellow close to even 10 inches in the 7-day total there by the National Weather Service. And on the south, because those severe storms like 5 to 6 inches, mainly like 4 to 5 inches, yeah. So 4 in a few spots, 5. They do have special day 3, it's the main day for like 3 to 4 inches, but day 4 still some, and later day 5, day 6 shows some rain on day 6, and day 7 some rain on the east again. But please be careful there too. And there are the hazards here as well, like the high wind, the severe weather, and the heavy snow spots to the west, and the northern plains too, and the heavy rain, the green. So be careful. There's day 8 through 14 as well. Still some high winds, the purple, some heavy snow, and some heavy rain too in the green, and rapid onset drought maybe in the high plains or in Texas. So be careful. We have these red flag warnings already there, and some high wind warnings in New Mexico, Texas, high wind watches in Missouri and Kansas and Texas as well, and that is blowing dust advisories, southern Arizona and New Mexico. So be careful, dust storms, those winds, and wind weather advisories in most of the Rockies, some areas there. New Mexico and Arizona, winter storm warnings in Utah and California, even some frost advisories, some winter storm watches in some spots in Northern California too, and wind advisories, big portions of the west, southwest, and a high wind warning in a small spot of California, some winter weather advisories and warnings in Washington, Oregon too, and other spots in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. So be aware. And these warnings change all the time, so check the link in the description to see some of the information. Let's see the fire here first, and then the severe weather. So there's the elevate and the critical. So the critical goes all the way from Texas to southern South Dakota, so a big area, some high fire danger. So stay safe, don't burn anything, be careful. Tomorrow even more an extreme there for Friday tomorrow, from Texas to Kansas, especially in central northern Texas and Oklahoma. So, and a critical and elevated as well. So significant dangerous wildfire spread conditions expected, with a wildfire outbreak possible parts southern plains tomorrow Friday. So this is an extremely critical danger situation for wildfires. So don't burn anything, don't do anything that might even have the probability of causing a fire. So don't do anything dangerous, and stay away from active fires. Check the alerts and everything. So please be careful. It's still critical for day 3, and still for day 6 and day 7, as you can see there, and day 4 still critical, those areas. So just be aware as well. There's today a marginal risk in the southeast, Florida, Alabama, and spots of Georgia. So just a 2% tornado, Florida into Georgia and Alabama. So be aware. There's winds, some 5% as well, and hail, some 5% too. So be aware. Isolated strong severe storms capable of producing hail and locally damaging gusts possible parts of Alabama to the southwest Georgia and the Florida Panhandle this afternoon and early evening. So just be aware there, but tomorrow is the real day. So shows like a moderate risk throughout Illinois, Missouri, spots of Kentucky and northwestern Tennessee into Iowa as well. The enhanced risk from Alabama to Iowa, and a slight and a marginal. So let's see Regional outbreaks of severe storms expected across much of the Mississippi Valley and eastward to the lower Ohio Valley, Tennessee valleys, late Friday afternoon into Saturday morning. Widespread damage in wind gusts, some greater than 65 knots, several tornadoes, some strong, and large hail are all possible. So you can read all of this if you want, but let's continue here. There's the 10% tornado and the 5%, the 2%. The 10% is all hatched for potential EF2 plus strength tornadoes possible. So please be careful there. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. There's the wind, the greatest threat, so 45% and 30%, and 15 and 5%. And a big portion of the 15% and all of the 30 and the 45% in the hatched for potentially wind gusts 65 knots or greater within 25 miles of a point. So these are like probably for hurricane force winds, some of those storms close to 75 mile per hour, or even more than 80. So please be careful. These links on the description to check the information when they give new updates here. So there's hail too, and the hail probability is actually high as well. 30% hail and 15% and 5%, and it's hatched spots to the 15% and all of the 30%. So be careful with hail too. The hatched area might have hail 2 inch in diameter or larger, so please be careful there too. So we can go out with the HER here. It doesn't go out that far, but it does show those storms starting tomorrow, mainly later in the afternoon into the evening. Shows in Missouri that very strong line there, in Iowa, some in Minnesota too, and as we're going to tomorrow, we will get more updates from this model, but it's already showing a very potent line of storms there, especially the damaging winds. It was the wind threat that gave this update to the moderate risk. So please be careful. When those storms come, stay safe, secure your home, especially because of the damaging winds. Don't leave many things outside, and have some plans, some shelters you can go to in case of tornado, and just be prepared and make a plan to stay safe from this. So now day 3 for Saturday is already a moderate risk as well. The last time that there was a moderate risk on day 3, I think was March of 2022. So yeah, a long time. So there's an enhanced risk as well and a slight risk. The slight risk goes all the way to northern Ohio. So there's just the probabilistic now. There's a 45% chance of significant severe weather because of the hatched area, and 30% chance for Saturday. So these are very high probabilities already, and there will still be changes to the forecast and everything, but we might even have a small high risk for Saturday. But let's see here. A severe weather outbreak is expected on Saturday from the central Gulf Coast states deep south to the Ohio Valley. Significant tornadoes focused across the south. Swathes of damaging gusts and hail are expected. Significant tornadoes mentioned, so this might be a tornado outbreak like EF2 plus, and some people mentioned 2 long track tornadoes possible. So please stay safe there. So let's just see here a little bit, because this might be important. So an upper cycle over the upper Midwest will lift northeast into Ontario through Saturday evening. Meanwhile, large-scale upper trough over the plains reject east towards the Mississippi Valley. Strong southwesterly mid-upper flow with a 500 millibar jet streak over 100 knots will overspread the lower Mississippi Valley mid-south vicinity by 0Z and continue east-northeast overnight into the Ohio Valley and Central Appalachians. intense south-southwest low-level jet gradient 60 knots is forecast to overspread to the central Gulf Coast and south into the Ohio and Tennessee Valley during the late afternoon and nighttime hours. Rich Gulf moisture and with dew points in the upper mid-60s, possibly as far north as Middle Tennessee and far western Georgia, 50s to low 60s dew points will extend into the Ohio Valley. This should support widespread risk for severe storms across much of the central into the southeastern west Saturday into early Sunday. Forecast guidance has generally trended towards less widespread precipitation coverage Saturday morning as stronger height falls not expected until late morning and early afternoon as the plains trough ejects and a surface low begins to develop over the mid-south. Persistent strong suddenly low-level flow will allow for moisture-rich boundary layer that should remain relatively pristine across southeast Louisiana to southern central Mississippi and Alabama before convection develops by midday. Forecast soundings show cooling aloft to support steep mid-level lapse rates atop this moist boundary layer, leading to mixed layer cape values perhaps approaching 2,000 joules per kilogram, decreasing with northward extent in Middle Tennessee. Vertically veering wind profiles strong anvil level divergence amid moderate instability should support robust updrafts, intense supercells. Significant tornadoes damaging gusts and large hail will be possible through the afternoon and spreading to Alabama during the evening nighttime hours. So please stay safe. You can read more here if you want. So here you can see like this the GFS, the energy holistic index for Saturday afternoon shows like some very high values there, close to like 4 or 5 the energy holistic index. This is strong enough to support many supercells and those severe storms, and including here those dew points in the mid to upper 60s and even like 70 or 71 down in Louisiana possibly, but mainly in the mid to upper 60s and then further north some 50s dew points. So some very a lot of moisture, so somehow high dew points there too. There's the Euro here as well. That was the GFS before, so shows some mid 60s dew points. Does show like 70 in New Orleans, 71 and other spots in Alabama. It does show like, yeah, eventually some 63, 65, but the Euro has the highest dew points in Mississippi, in those areas, and everything just disappears like that. This is weird, but yeah, please be careful. There's here as well the probabilities from the Colorado State University and the SIPS. So the SIPS model has the same thing, like a 45% chance of severe weather into Alabama and Mississippi by Saturday, and a 30 and a 15% as well, and a 10%. So that 45% is a relatively big area there. And then there's the Colorado State University, the hatched area there in black for significant severe weather possible. There's the 45% and the light purple, and they have upwards of 60% chance of severe weather in the dark purple. So those are some very high probability, especially Mississippi and Alabama. And here's the National Weather Service that shows you. So day 4 Sunday, still some severe weather on the East Coast. The SIPS has even 30% in Georgia and some other spots. The Colorado State University just 15%, just like the Storm Prediction Center for day 4. So 15% from Florida to Pennsylvania for Sunday. So stay safe there too. And later, nothing that crazy. Might have a thing or two next week, but very little. So please stay safe for Saturday. There's day 2 here as well for Friday tomorrow. Shows like the Colorado State University at 10% and a 5% tornado chance. and there's the wind, this the hail, sorry. So it has the hail too, a big area of 30% as well. And then they do have the wind percent, but less than the National Weather Service. So here's the Storm Prediction Center and the SIPs as well. So yeah, so stay safe. And here there's like the GFS, this trough coming in, and this shapes the classic shape for a severe weather outbreak. So this goes there, and especially later by Saturday, still there, but by like later Saturday you might get wider a little bit, but please stay safe. There's the name as well for the significant tornado parameter for Saturday. Most times I use the name, it exaggerates a lot, but let's see what it has here. It has some very high significant tornado parameters by later into Saturday afternoon, especially Louisiana into Mississippi, and later into Alabama too. So if I put here like close to 21Z, shows like especially Mississippi some very high parameters that are close to like even 6, 7, so some spots in Mississippi. So please stay safe. This Saturday has the potential to be a very destructive day there. So if you are there, I would start making plans now, and later still show some, but later until Sunday morning starts diminishing a little bit. So please stay safe. There's the energy listed too from the NAM, so shows about Mississippi and those areas, especially Mississippi and Alabama, some very high values into Mississippi, some into southern Tennessee as well, but mainly focused from Louisiana to Alabama. So please stay safe. There's like the GFS as the name here. This is the name, but closer up. So this is the storm relative helicity. So does show up right between Mississippi and Alabama. Some very high values too for those rotating updrafts and supercells. So please stay safe. It does have cape as well here. Here on the name shows like that red is like 2,900 joules per kilogram, close to 3,000, and does show like there's surface based. There's the most unstable cape, close to 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram, and the mixed layer cape, the name has only around 2,500 joules per kilogram, the mixed layer cape, but please stay safe there. And yeah, so here there's the Euro 2 for this trough diving down. This the wind shear, the bulk shear. So there might be some high winds aloft as well, especially into Alabama and Mississippi later in the afternoon, and that plus all that moisture and the instability might fuel some robust supercells, especially the tornado threat. This will fuel the tornado threat there. So please stay safe, and I think I already showed you this. Yeah, so please be careful there. And here there's day 3 I showed you. There's day 4 I showed you of 15%, and the rest is clear for now. So please stay safe and check this link in the description for more information. But now for those wind gusts here, and I don't know what just happened to this thing, because it said that all data just disappeared. This is so weird, but let's see if it works, if we reload it. So good. So just making sure miles power. So here, so as we're going to Friday, tomorrow this windstorm might start in New Mexico. Show like some 50 to 60 mile per gust. Some spots there northern Mexico too. So be aware there too. And the fire danger might extend into Mexico too. So stay safe. Friday this goes, and then we might have this big wind event like later Friday tomorrow. So some 69, 68 mile per gust, 63, 65, shows even up to 75 mile per gust in a spot or two in New Mexico. So please stay safe. Some 50s mile per gust, no there is even spots in Colorado to 62 mile per gust, 64 further north to South Dakota as well. And then this goes and still shows like further in the evening in Kansas, some very high gusts, still in Texas and in New Mexico, somewhere in Arkansas, some 50s to 60 mile per gust. So please stay safe, and further down to Mexico as well, those mountains. So be careful. And does show still a strong wind or two spots California on the west, but nothing that crazy compared to what will be happening in the central US. But does show like in the middle of the night between Friday and Saturday, some more winds in Illinois and Nebraska, and it's just the wind by itself. It's not the wind produced by the severe thunderstorms, which will be way higher than this, even close to 75 to 80 mile per gust in those thunderstorms, and even higher. So still shows like by Saturday morning in southern New Mexico and Texas, some high gusts, and then later like by noon and early afternoon still shows in western Texas and in the south there. And this just the winds by themselves. If we add the wind from the storms here, it will be very high, special tomorrow too, but special Saturday. So stay safe. And still shows more winds in Michigan, spots of Wisconsin too, and in Indiana, Illinois, some high gusts, in North Dakota, Minnesota, they will have that snow and some ice too by Friday and Saturday. So stay safe. Still shows like in Oregon, in California, Saturday into Sunday, so 59 mile per gust, 47. So stay safe. And later by Sunday, this system is almost leaving the East Coast, so 58 mile per gust, some 49, 56. So yeah, stay safe. The European does increase this a little bit as well to 65 mile per gust in New York, spots to 63 in Virginia, 54. So yeah, stay safe. And then this goes away by Monday, but still quite windy in the western, southwestern Rockies next week, or like southeastern Rockies. So Tuesday, Wednesday still shows, and I don't know what's happening to the European, but it's still showing some high winds in the plains next Thursday. But we'll keep watching. There's the icon too, and to be honest, the icon has a major windstorm in the plains. It has like 83 mile per hour gusts tomorrow afternoon in Texas, and New Mexico does have some 85 mile per gust. I think the icon is exaggerating because most often this happens, but just be aware that this is possible. It might not be as high as this, but this is possible. So please stay safe. Not spots in Colorado shows some higher gusts as well in Oklahoma and Kansas. So this goes there, and still shows like by the middle of the night between Friday and Saturday, spots in western Texas and New Mexico, spots in Illinois as well, still has some very high gusts. By Saturday morning still has some in the Dakotas and Nebraska, still those interior high winds in Texas and New Mexico. And then this goes there into Saturday afternoon in the south because of the front. The storm is still pretty high in western Texas, so stay safe. And this like Saturday afternoon, still high winds in Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio. Spots in Minnesota, South Dakota, to North Dakota. So yeah, stay safe. And eventually the Appalachians too by Sunday shows some very high gusts. The European slightly less than the Icon, but does have some high gusts. The Appalachians too. So stay safe. Please stay safe there. And here for like here precipitation type. So for those storms, the GFS and some other models. So let's see if I find a good way to show this here. So this is still Friday. Yeah, this is about Saturday morning. So let's go back a little bit. So shows like the GFS by later Friday in Canada as well. Some snow starting in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Ontario, especially more ice. Shows some freezing rain in Quebec, spots of Ontario, some ice as well in North Dakota, some sleet. But then the GFS does increase on the freezing rain for Minnesota, and some sleet in the purple too. The snow is the blue one, so shows more ice there. This goes potentially those high winds might have some blizzard conditions. Minnesota, spot to the Dakotas, and more freezing rain into Ontario later, and some ice too. And then this goes up north by like by Saturday afternoon, shows more snow in Ontario, Manitoba, and especially some sleet and ice in Ontario into Quebec. The GFS still has a significant freezing rain event spots of Quebec and into Ontario by Sunday. So this goes and like still shows in northern Quebec Monday. So please be aware. And then here for the storms shows Friday evening, tomorrow in Iowa, Missouri, those areas, like starting in the mid to late afternoon, and shows like this goes there. By Saturday morning shows maybe the remnants of those storms even to Wisconsin and Michigan, spots there. And then later by Saturday afternoon, the GFS those storms in the south, mid south, but it does have those storms in the south, but it shows the most precipitation like Tennessee and Kentucky. But it does show like by Sunday still a few storms, but I don't like very much how it shows this. So there's the European here too to show these storms slightly different way. So here shows like by Friday, so these storms tomorrow afternoon and evening in Wisconsin, in Iowa, Missouri, into Illinois, those damaging winds there, and those tornadoes too. So this goes there, shows like between Friday and Saturday, the freezing rain in Minnesota and the snow in the Dakota as well, and some sleet. So this goes into Ontario by Saturday, shows more freezing rain in western Ontario, and some sleet and some snow too, more Manitoba. The snow, and then by Sunday shows more freezing rain into Quebec and the Hudson Bay. So be careful there by Monday, some too. Before the storms here, this like Saturday morning, and then later by noon, midday shows those storms and the convection starting in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. This goes, especially later in the afternoon, shows very big concentration of storms there. And then this goes later spreads further north as well. Those severe storms Saturday, but the greatest threat in the south there. So please stay safe. Those tornadoes as well, and this keeps going until Sunday there, in the east and southeast. So stay safe. while this is happening, it still has snow in the west there, so be aware of that snow as well. Especially like this system going to the plains and shows like Friday some more rain in Oregon and California. This goes there, some spots of ice too, and more snow in Oregon, those areas, especially by like Sunday in Oregon and Idaho shows more, so stay safe too. There's like the name here as well for those storms, so shows like this is today into Friday, that's snow in the Rockies, be careful, and already it shows some spots of freezing rain in Ontario, so this goes those storms tomorrow there, Missouri and Iowa, in Arkansas, into Illinois, and then this goes, and then by Saturday does have those storms in the south there, so this goes, and yeah, and still by Sunday there, so stay safe in those areas. If I can zoom here slightly closer to see the south, so here, so this goes, this by Saturday morning shows those storms there, but this doesn't show specific storms yet because there's still 3 days out, but as we get closer we'll get some better information, but there might be some discrete supercells in the mix there too, and some KLCS on Saturday, so please stay safe, and this will also depend on how much sun we get on Saturday morning to generate more stability, so please stay safe, and there's this is the the Cape here too, because I showed you some other models, but let's see this one. So Saturday it does have some 2,800 joules per kilogram in Louisiana, in Mississippi like above 2,000 as well, 2,400 joules per kilogram, 2,497, and then this goes, but later in the evening it doesn't show that high, shows still like 2,000, but like later in the evening shows 1,900, yeah, but for Friday tomorrow does show more into the noise, 1,700 joules per kilogram, close to 1,900, some gaps in between, but shows more in Arkansas and down south as well, that Cape. But yeah, stay safe for Saturday. But surprisingly enough, the European has the most amount of Cape before most storms occur. So later in the evening, it doesn't have that much. But this might change as well. The GFS still has more around Mississippi and Louisiana later in the evening, and the icons like not even thinking about it. So yeah, please stay safe. And the name has a little bit more further north, but just around 1,900 too. But later in the evening, so the name is kind of on track, so like 2,900, later in the evening 2,500, so this is a possible scenario, but it goes all the way to 3,000 joules, yeah, so I think that it's exaggerating a little bit, but we'll keep watching there. Please stay safe, and here, like, let's see if there's something else important here. So this goes the systems there, you can see that the freezing rain in Quebec into Labrador, and as well as Saturday into Sunday, so please stay safe. And after this, the GFS on March 19th still has some snow in the northern plains into Canada there, so we'll keep watching, and we will definitely have another video tomorrow, Friday, for some updates in the severe weather, because uh, tomorrow there's the moderate risk, and it will be closer to Saturday as well. So we'll definitely have another update tomorrow, but please just uh, be aware of this, and prepare now if you can for tomorrow, and for Saturday. So please stay safe, and here now let's see some stuff for the snow here, if we can, because this app is kind of so crazy. So here, like, just until Sunday, the European has, like, especially in Oregon, those areas, some 40 inches in spots, 40.6 spots in Northern California to 30 inches, and some 9, 8 inches, 11 inches. So especially in Utah, some 8 inches, spots in Colorado to 10 inches, some 11 inches, and it even shows some mountains in Southern California too, close to even 6 inches. Shows spots in Minnesota to 7 to 8 inches, even close to 9. So be careful. Some more in Idaho, those areas there. There's the GFS too, more in Oregon and Northern California, and more snow into Washington too, next 4 days or something. So some 11 to 14 inches, and more spots in the west there. So stay safe, and there's the her here for the short range. So just the next 1 day and 18 hours until Saturday, it has like some 22 inches spots on the Sierra Nevada, depending on our exact location, but some other areas has like 25 inches. The next day or so, it has more to Southern California, spots even 16 inches, 6 inches in Arizona. It has more snow too, 21 inches in some spots, some 28 inches. So stay safe in New Mexico. It has more in Colorado, some 16 inches, spots in Utah as well, especially central to northern Utah, some 15 inches even, some other spots there, central Nevada. So yeah, stay safe in Washington, Oregon as well, especially central Cascades in Oregon. And it doesn't go as far out as Saturday afternoon, but does show already by late Friday into Saturday, starting in the plains there. So stay safe in those areas. There, they're doing us here from the herd too, might be worth seeing. So already today, Thursday, shows some higher gusts in Utah and Arizona, spots of Southern California and Wyoming. Already shows some higher gusts, some specific mountains there. So stay safe. So Thursday this goes, gets more widespread on Friday in the southwest. So be careful in the Baja in Mexico, close to 100 km per gust, and shows more in California, some specific areas even to 67 mile per gust. And then throughout Friday, this goes there. The herd has in New Mexico some 73 mile per gust, in other spots to 53, some 63, 56 mile per gust, 62. Right between northern New Mexico and Colorado, the herd is like 83 mile per gust, even to 85. So stay safe, those winds, and also in Wyoming, into Montana, slightly higher in central Utah still, and the California coast there shows some as well. But later, as you go to Friday afternoon, shows more northern Texas, so 65 Malpargus, 56, 62 spots in southern New Mexico, 283, and still like between southern Colorado and New Mexico. So this goes there, and still very high later in Oklahoma, spots of Kansas still, and down into Mexico. So stay safe. This goes shows more Missouri, Saturday spots in Iowa. This still like Friday night. It's still around Friday night. Illinois, San Hargus, spots in Nebraska, South Dakota, and then this goes there, and still San Hargus in the northern plains. Saturday morning might have those blizzard conditions too, and in the west as well, shows in Oregon by Saturday morning, spots in Southern California still. So please stay safe there, and be aware in those areas. We already talked about Canada a little bit, but let's see a little bit more, especially in the west there. So already shows that snow in British Columbia and Alberta, those areas there. Thursday into Friday, this goes into like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Saturday this freezing rain in Ontario. So already a heads up there, when this ice gets there, be careful, like slippery roads and slippery surfaces, downed trees and power lines because of the ice, and just be careful driving, and stay safe. And if it's strong, there might be some power outages too. So shows more into Sunday in Quebec, this whole band of ice here, and you can see this more clearly if I put this. So this whole pink area is ice, and shows this the snow in white. So this goes Sunday, some into Newfoundland as well, some ice and some snow into Labrador. So stay safe in northern Quebec, especially into Sunday. Then this goes into Monday. The Euro still has a lot of ice into Labrador and Quebec by Monday. Then this goes there, and a little bit of snow is left. So stay safe. There's the GFS too, with more sleet into Ontario Saturday. Then this goes more some freezing rain and ice pellets. This goes into Sunday in Quebec, still shows the ice there, and Monday does have some more into Labrador, but not as much as the European. But please stay safe in those areas. The ice and everything, and for snow accumulation, until Tuesday does show the west there, like in settings here. So shows somewhere British Columbia, spots there in the south, and especially some 50 centimeters to 30 centimeters, some other spots British Columbia too, in southern Alaska, and does show into Saskatchewan and Alberta's 15 16 centimeters in Manitoba. This is the European, but it has more into like northern Manitoba, near Hudson Bay, some 37 centimeters. Some are into Ontario too, 21, 11 centimeters, and spots in the north to 23. And it has this general snow there in Quebec, especially in the northern Quebec, heavier, some into Newfoundland as well. And there's the GFS too, has like this area of northwestern Ontario and Manitoba, some heavier accumulations, more to British Columbia as well, some snow in Saskatchewan and Alberta, and some more to Quebec, northern Labrador to northern Quebec. So stay safe. There's the icon too, especially more to Manitoba. So stay safe there, and check the link, the description with the warnings to see the winter storm warnings and everything, and the icons like a lot in Oregon there in the US. So yeah, and in Alaska too, more southern Alaska, in spots of central southeastern Alaska. So be careful there too.
And here show like those wind gusts more in Alberta now shows some higher gusts still today Sunday Thursday, so especially close to 108 km per gust shows a little bit breezy in Quebec as well. So this goes there, might be slightly higher in Saskatchewan Friday. This goes and the show Saturday midday or something. Southern Manitoba, some higher gusts there. Then this goes, and then still breezier later spots of Ontario, and especially if there's snow, especially in northern Manitoba, and 70 km per gust plus snow might cause some very low visibility and everything. So stay safe. And then there's the European too, slightly different. Sunday, the Euro does have this kind of low pressure in the Hudson Bay, more high winds to northern Quebec and southern Ontario, especially spots in southernmost Ontario and Quebec, maybe into Sunday afternoon. Then this goes and still spinning in Hudson Bay. Be careful, some marine warnings, and then maybe like March 19th, this goes into Labrador and Quebec. So stay safe. Please be careful. Those areas still have those temperatures cold across central to northern Canada, some minus 24, some minus 21, some minus 14. The south a little bit better, but at night it does get colder, some active temperatures spot to the south, but that shows some minus 25, especially northwestern territories, Nunavut, some minus 27, some minus 25 in other areas, and show like in northern Manitoba, very cold northern Saskatchewan, and Alberta, and spots of British Columbia, those negative temperatures too. So stay safe. This goes there does spread more throughout central northern Quebec. Those colder temperatures, especially northwestern territories and Nunavut, still very cold spots of central Yukon too, and Alaska. So be careful. Friday, this goes there, and this shows Sunday kind of a break there in the south, but still in Nunavut some minus 33 in the northwestern territories, and these negative temperatures in the west and in the northeast as well. So this goes there and still shows like this cold air remains there in the northwest and into Alaska as well. Some negative Fahrenheit there too, but does show like Monday, Tuesday, still like northwest territories to minus 37 Celsius, and still cold across the south too. But this goes there, no major cold waves expected, but just still cold. So be aware. And here, if this works here, because it apparently here good. So in the US, we still have Thursday today, those 90s in Texas, especially southern and central Texas, and we do have some 70s very far north, even to South Dakota. Some 80s in Florida, some more 70s across the Ohio Tennessee Valley in the mid South, and cold out west, especially some single digits in the highest points of the Sierra Nevada, some 20s and 30s in the mountains. So yeah, the minimum temperature still shows very cold in the west. Spots the Sierra Nevada some negative Fahrenheit, even like -3, -5. Some teens and single digits in the highest parts of Nevada and Idaho, spots in Utah as well. So be aware, but some 60s in the east, southeast, still some 50s, some 20s in the northeast. For Friday afternoon, still shows high, even close to 100 in southernmost Texas. So be aware, some 8 is in the mid south, and some 70s even as far north as Minnesota. So stay safe. Some 60s, even the northeast, and 50s, some 40s, but still cold in the west. Some 20s, teens, and 30s, the mountains there. So there's For Saturday morning, shows as this system advances, you will have slightly cold air behind it, with some teens in the plains, some 20s, especially in the Rockies, some single digits in the mountains, and even less. So be aware, but still warm in the south there, and for Saturday afternoon, still some high, some 80s in Texas, not Texas, Florida, and some 70s in Texas, close to 80. Even some 80s in southern Georgia, some 70s in the east, and show like still some 20s things in the mountains there, and some 20s in the northern plains too. So beware, Sunday morning, some 4 is in the northeast, but show some 11, 10, even 9 Fahrenheit North Dakota, some 20s and 30s in the plains, spots in the Rockies, even like 0, 1, 2 Fahrenheit in Colorado, not other spots in the west, very cold in the mountains, and other spots there. In the southeast, still some 60s, 70s. So yeah, Sunday afternoon shows warmer again in the south, close to some 87 and 88 in Florida, or even more, 70s in Texas, in the southwest as well, and show like still cold in the central northern Rockies, the Sierra Nevada, the northern plains. So yeah, be aware, and some 70s on the east as well. That's during the day. Now Monday morning show like some 20s and teens in the northern plains, Midwest, and some 30s there as well, and some 20s, 30s in the Rockies, and some teens, the highest elevations. So stay safe. There's some May is still Monday afternoon in the south, in the plains as well, and still colder in the northern Rockies, the Sierra Nevada. Some 40s, 50s in the northeast, and yeah, stay safe. There's Monday and Tuesday morning shows some things in the northern plains, some 20s, even some negative digits, single digits, Sierra Nevada, more 20s and things there in the Rockies, some 30s and 20s again in the northeast, and some 30s in the Appalachians. For Tuesday morning, March 19th, no, March 17th, yeah. Then to Wednesday, March 18th, shows some 80s in Texas again, even close to 90, and some 70s, 80s in Florida, some more 70s from the south and the Tennessee, Ohio Valley, in the east too. More 20s things there in the Rockies, still the Sierra Nevada for Tuesday afternoon. Then Wednesday morning shows this cold in the north, like some teens and 20s in the northern plains, some single digits in the Rockies, more teens and 20s, and a little bit milder in the south and east, but some 30s, the northeast. Day 7 still shows some 70s and some 80s in the south and east, but slightly colder the west. So stay safe. They have the 48 hour snowfall amounts here, the west, and be careful there. Even shows like 28 inches plus the highest points, the Sierra Nevada and Oregon. So stay safe. Some more in Nevada, Utah, in Arizona, in those areas. So be careful that snow. They have the ice here. Nothing really crazy the next 24 hours. This will mainly be worse on Saturday there. And so stay safe. The 24 max wind gusts, as you can see into tomorrow afternoon, it's very high in Texas and New Mexico in those areas, to like 70 to 75 mile per gusts, and shows in Southern California, spots in Montana too. So stay safe there, and noise. Be careful. Occasional fog as well, especially in a spot or two in Canada, and yeah, sometimes on the east as well. But yeah, the main focus here is stay safe this severe weather, and please warn others to prepare. Find a reliable way to receive warnings, and check some links in the description that might help